Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Sports Podcast, where we BS about sports. And I have one thing, boys.
Whoa! Burrow had my ass!
Burrow had my ass, boys. Burrow had my
This is
ass.
Pat's house.
Fuck the Bengals.
Oh, hey,
Fuck the
baby.
Bengals.
Right there.
Fuck the Bengals.
Right
Fuck
Who
your,
day?
there.
Best day of football of my entire
fuck
life.
your trash city. Fuck
Yeah,
your,
let's get into it. Let's start with today's early game. Let's go in order.
Let's do it. Yeah, that's right. Let's
These Eagles beating the Niners.
I mean,
Hey,
like
I don't even remember the score to that.
31-7.
they whooped that ass.
7.
But of course you got the injury to Purdy.
Absolutely. Purdy.
That
and
kind of changed the whole game.
Yeah, and then really whenever Josh Johnson got hurt as well, that really sapped all creativity from the team.
Yeah,
You know,
they
I
could
mean-
when you can't throw it more than like 2 yards.
Yeah, I mean, you were really just able to tee off and say, I think maybe this guy's to stop the run, stop the
threw
screen.
One screen pass after that. Really, I think he was 4 for 4. Right, Purdy was.
Yeah,
He was
Purdy.
perfect. He didn't
perfect
throw
on the day.
incompletion.
Yeah.
That Brock guy.
But yeah, it was just it's one of those days for the 49ers. You feel bad for the
Yeah.
team.
Injuries did
Obviously.
you in.
Obviously there's the question of why the Niners did not challenge the Devontae Smith catch
Yeah,
early on.
real quick. There wasn't. I don't think they saw that angle
Yeah.
soon enough.
So
Yeah, I think you got to know when you see the player going.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
something happened there.
Something happened. Maybe we should.
Yeah, I mean,
Right. He's not celebrating quite as much as you think he would be. He's
Right,
not like
right.
jumping up and down
Yeah.
and shit. Be like,
he
he was like, all right, let's get the fuck up.
uh,
Yeah.
Hassan Reddick was like going unblocked. The
Yeah.
best pass rusher
Yeah.
on this team and potentially
Yeah,
in the
right.
NFC East.
The-
The best pass rusher in the NFC East.
The Niners' offensive line did not do their quarterbacks any
It
favors.
didn't
No.
live,
Kinda got murdered.
I mean, game plan wise, I didn't
Well,
like
yeah.
it from the Niners because you're saying, hey, let's put a tight end on their best pass rusher.
Not going to work out well.
yeah,
Like, that's kind of disrespectful.
yeah. I mean, Kittle's all right. But
Yeah.
I mean, the problem with the Eagles though too is like all their pass rushers are kind of their best pass rusher.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot. Of,
not a lot of weakness.
when you've got 4 dudes with 10 sacks plus
yeah.
10 plus, yeah, like fuck, man. How the fuck are you gonna stop that? How the fuck are you gonna stop that? Seriously, somebody let us
Yeah.
know.
Man, that's a different guy in the backfield for us.
That's true. But yeah, man, the Eagles though, hey, your defense still you guys have played lights out in the playoffs. You haven't had maybe the toughest competition, which the Chiefs are going to be, if we can get some of our wide receivers healthy, a different animal than what you saw with the Giants, and especially what you saw after those injuries with the Niners. Although you're still teeing off on the Niners when they had Brock Purdy healthy. I mean, like you
yeah, I
get
mean,
to. I mean,
Hassan Reddick sack is what got strip sack. Is what got him, and
that was his first turnover since like I don't know how long now.
yeah, I mean, it was
Purdy,
his
right?
first career fumble.
So hey, there you
Yeah, I mean, you just had to
I mean,
dislocate his elbow to do it.
go. Yeah,
I mean, there was no intent to dislocate.
No.
Yeah.
but yeah,
But-
give it to Brock Purdy too. Staying,
Yeah, he gutted
staying
it
in
out.
that game. Yeah, gutting it out. Maybe they should have done a lot more Wildcat just because, like, dude,
It was probably a little reckless, but
if
Purdy
you're-
back in.
yeah, if you know your guy can't throw
He
it
wasn't
all,
good
what's
enough
the
before. He
point?
wasn't good enough then.
You have him in there literally just to do this, like.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I think
But, I
I
mean-
think Christian can do that as well to Debo or take it himself, and you have the threat of which guy's going to run this because you know your quarterback's not going to fucking run it. Like you know Purdy is not going to do shit. So so the Eagles were just
that's
attacking.
football.
Eagles were just attacking the line of scrimmage the rest of the
Yeah,
game, and that's
I
all
mean-
they had to do. And
Things-
so
One of the many things they're good at.
I know. So their defense got a little bit of a break. I'm sure they realized the challenge that's ahead of them, though.
Yeah.
Um,
I And going
And the
against Patrick
offense-
Mahomes is going to be a much different.
And the
beast.
offense in your run game just keeps,
Turning along. I mean,
doesn't matter who's running it. If it's
yeah.
Miles or Scott or Gainwell, they all feast.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
guys feasted.
it's a
so-
deep stable there, and I love it. So
Yeah, they
Mhm,
really did
mhm.
whatever they wanted on the ground.
Your key is to be able to do those long drives in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs team that is a little bit better against the run
they are.
than the past. Not that we're like stellar at
Yeah.
we're not a top 5 defense in anything, really. I don't think,
Well, it's one of the things I pointed out to Pete today too. Is man, they were
except
They
for
were on a
pass rush.
50-yard field all day. The Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about that defense. You can walk. That's
Yeah.
one of the huge themes from the whole season, and really all the Eagles season themes came into play. Like the second quarter, they dominate. They always won that throughout the season. They won that today, and
Yeah.
that was a huge difference in it. The turning point.
And they kind of won every quarter.
If they can,
It was tied at that point when they.
I think if you guys can have those long, consistent drives, you're going to make it really, really tough for the Chiefs. I think you're even a team that if you get down a little, you've got those wide receivers, you've got those playmakers where you don't have to fully rely on your run game. You can throw, although I hope that the Chiefs do turn you into a throwing team. If we can get you down a little and turn you into a throwing team, that really will help us. If we have to make Jalen sit there, not that he can't make those throws. I'm not going to say
Jalen had a great year inside
that.
the pocket,
We are going to have to find if we can somehow take away the run game. Not that
I think the game
not
plan
easy,
has to be
but-
make Jalen beat you.
Yeah, it does
with his
'cause-
arm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
You have
can't.
to- I mean,
we
yeah.
cannot let
Yeah, you
you
can't let that dude
run
get
all
loose.
over us. We have to. What does your offense do the best? What does that Eagles offense do the
They're
best?
a
It
running
run
football
the
team. They are a
ball.
power football
We
team.
have to take that away or try to find a way to slow it down.
Yeah.
Force you to throw it on us. Yeah, it sucks because you have
Yeah.
2 really good wide
The be-
receivers against a
The
bunch
best
of
way that
rookie corner. Snead should hopefully be healthy, but
the way that's been shown is you have to get this team to commit turnovers.
it is, yeah.
That's
And
when the Eagles have
we're-
really struggled, is when they've committed turnovers. They don't do that a lot.
the Chiefs don't commit they don't.
And
Although
they
we
don't-
did it twice today. We picked off Joey
Yeah.
twice today. So we did force some turnovers. We
we
did that, but consistently doing that has been a problem for
Yeah.
the defense.
Yeah, I mean, if I have to look at the stats, but it feels like it's picked up at the end of the season.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
the last 3 or 4 games. And
We
the
had-
postseason
we had
counts. We have
Those 2 turnovers against the Jags, although one was gifted to us and the other one was fucking Jalen Watson one hand grabbing that shit.
that was one thing I liked is that Brian Cook penalty sucked and really kind of flipped the game at the time, but
Did
I like the secondary being aggressive like that. I would rather err on the side of being
And-
aggressive and going after balls.
knowing that
And that was pretty close. Like
knowing that this secondary took us to a Super Bowl
it's
as
insane.
rookies, as rookies.
Insane.
So you're like, man, the future could be pretty bright in that secondary.
Yeah.
As long as we sign him.
Now, I mean, the
we
secondary job is a lot.
We got 4 years of them.
for a little bit.
Yeah,
they're on
that's
rookie deal.
true.
That's the thing. We're gonna have to sign Snead. Let's sign Snead.
Yeah. Which, speaking of that,
If
was
Snead can stay
kind of tough when he went down.
Yeah, but he should be back, right? Concussion should be good 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, he took a pretty bad
Hopefully.
hit there.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little scary when he tried to get up and walk and then face planted.
We're yeah. Oh,
We're on Philly.
we're on Philly though.
Philly.
We're on Philly.
Yeah.
I mean,
But big for Philly. Like you guys definitely
Philly's
But
answered
you've
every test.
you've overachieved this season because nobody expected you to get to a Super Bowl. You did it. It's a great season for you no matter what happens. Although you're going to be, I mean, you guys could definitely win a Super Bowl.
yeah,
You're more complete of a team. You're
I
more complete
still
of a
say
team.
rewind the tape. I'm pretty sure I predicted Chiefs Eagles preseason.
we
will
will
look
look
into
into
'em.
them.
We'll have to do that. We'll have to
look
look
at-
at our preseason prediction one and then our midseason, maybe mid-season prediction.
We have a whole week
Because
to
I don't
go through that
remember-
sort of shit because
I don't remember anybody picking the Eagles preseason as Super Bowl, appearance. Even man, like no people were like maybe they'll win their division, but they ain't winning a Super or going to a Super Bowl.
it's wild. Nick Sirianni is like the city of Philadelphia personified by one
Hey man, he is
motherfucker.
a great
Like,
representative for that city.
Nick
Yeah,
Sirianni
but
is-
good things happen.
You are up 20-0,
It's-
and you are cussing at the refs as you're calling a
I'm
timeout.
out. Oh, I mean,
Like you are
it's-
just so fucking hilarious.
You
Like,
guys are getting in fights, and you're just like after, so you're just pumping up the
fucking
crowd.
You're like,
getting
I love
going.
this shit.
That's exactly what you want to
Hey,
see.
Yeah, I mean,
Tim-
you got
Tim's texting over there. He's not even really. Hey man,
that's a big thing. I mean, Tim was probably working during most of this game, so we're really filling him in.
No, I watched the whole game.
Oh, there you
I was
go.
off at noon.
Trent Williams
damn.
fight and or started shoving.
Yeah, when you yanked that dude to the ground, that was
When he
pretty.
just- Gotta love
You got tossed for that.
Oh yeah. You definitely get tossed if you do
Oh,
shit,
yeah,
shit
dude.
like that. So,
that
but-
fight though, man. That should do that. Him fucking swinging in that.
Well, that was a different situation in which they got penalized. That was Greenwall.
Sorry, which one are we
Greenwall.
on?
We're on the Trent Williams getting tossed, where he
Oh,
grabbed
where he
him,
grabbed the dude and you just like,
and then the
right,
refs
yeah,
had to
then
come
you
on and
just,
go. We need both teams to go to their
Their
sidelines.
Yeah, just
That
repeating
wasn't
it
from
over
the
and over.
punching one. I don't
No,
remember.
that
I
was-
didn't remember which one of those set off the
Yeah,
huge
that
fight.
the punching one actually came earlier, so you knew something was a brewing.
Yep.
They getting testy. They get
Because
tasty.
Greenlaw was on the deep because their defense started getting chippy, and then their offense, Trent Williams, got himself
Hey, man.
tossed.
Yeah, emotions run high in those championship games.
Sure do.
Especially when
Especially
you're getting
when
your
you
ass
get
beat.
yeah, and,
And then
it's been a frustrating game, and that frustration finally comes
and for the
out.
49ers, it had to feel completely out of their control
Yeah,
because it's
you
not
get the
like
injuries, and that
Yeah.
sucks, man.
it does. It sucks.
Not much you can do there. But still, hell of a season for the Eagles. No matter how you
Dude.
get there, you got
Yeah.
there.
Not how you want to get there. You don't want to sit there and get there on the back of injuries and. But I mean, we gotta go. We gotta whoop the ass of the Giants en route to a Super Bowl.
You
That's
did. You
fucking
should.
Yeah,
You
we
did. You did.
love it.
So but other than that, the game not too eventful. It was,
No,
pretty-
it
it
really
was
never,
very lopsided.
Yeah,
never
yeah.
really
Yeah.
felt in doubt.
No, I loved every second of that because it turns
You
out that I
knew-
needed that
you-
relaxing kind
Oh
of.
yeah, you knew that she's
And it
not
was-
gonna let you off the hook.
It was a stressful game.
And it was very similar to in 2017 when the Eagles they just beat the shit out of the Vikings. Like
Yeah.
that one was not stressful either. I was like, oh,
No.
all right, we're going by halftime. You're like, all right, we're going to the fucking Super Bowl.
Man,
And this one by halftime, I was feeling and like I think we're going to the Super Bowl. And
Yeah. those Eagles. I mean,
Yeah,
dude, it looked up.
I was
Well,
just
with the
afraid.
injury,
Yeah.
to their quarterbacks, like once that happened and they got up a couple touchdowns, it was like
I think if
Not-
Garoppolo had been available, it might have been salvageable.
maybe.
That-
but
Or
the,
at least been a game.
the Niners aren't a team that are built to come from behind in
No,
the
they're
first
not.
place.
No,
You know, and when they got down like that with backups,
But
in,
it could have, like you were thinking, like save some of the intrigue of that game because then you have at least
It's
a
true.
passing threat.
you have
Right.
something of a threat. Yeah, you got a guy who can get the ball downfield.
Yeah,
Because man,
Josh, whatever
Johnson, man,
Johnson. Yeah, no.
poor guy. Did not
Yeah, bad
expect-
spot.
Bad spot.
He's been on a lot of teams too.
yeah, they said 13 teams in 10 years.
Probably never would have guessed he was going to play this year.
Yeah,
3 times with the 49ers.
Like,
it was his third time on the 49.
and not
That's-
sure as hell not in the NFC Championship game.
Oh yeah, like man, and what was the guy to do?
Yeah.
He wasn't prepared.
Yeah, dude, you're not expecting to be in that fucking game.
All right,
You're
well,
expected to watch that game.
congrats, Eagles.
Love
Yeah.
it, dude.
There you go. All right, let's go on to the next game. That was, oh my god,
It was wild. That
holy
shit was
shit!
stressful as fuck.
Chiefs, Bengals, Chiefs win.
They finally
23-20.
exercised that demon.
Finally beat Burrow.
Well,
The tension in the
fuck
room
Joe.
with the three of us watching that game. My God,
Oh man.
There were
I mean, I
times,
was
man.
sweating. My heart was racing.
After that
Yeah, I
fumble,
was.
after Mahomes fumbled that thing,
That was a dark. moment.
the and the
It was
a
Bengals
dark
took it down
moment.
and scored. I
Yeah,
was
bad.
I just
Yeah.
couldn't
Well, then it didn't help too.
stop
Like
days.
right before the Bengals last drive, like we fucking have to punt it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, there's a little over 2 minutes left. Burrow's gonna go down and score.
Felt like they were just gonna milk that
Yeah.
whole fucking
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're like, oh, they got plenty of time. They're just gonna do it, and they're gonna kick the field goal. They're gonna win by 3 again for 4 times
Yep.
in a row. They're gonna kick the field goal, and they're gonna. But no, man, Chris Jones,
Chris Jones,
Chris,
Chris
Chris Jones,
Jones.
and Frank Clark at the start.
all around.
Loftus.
I'm struggling
Dana.
to remember a game where the defense played better.
I mean,
start to finish, like they.
and for our best
Man.
corner, our best corner gets hurt like
Very
first,
early.
second play of the game,
Yeah.
right? Real fucking
Immediately.
early, goes out with a concussion. And to have 3 rookie defensive backs out there holding it down is insane.
4 because Cook he
I
made
mean,
one. Of the,
yeah,
Cook had one of the best plays of the game.
He's not our starting safety, but he's our third safety.
Yeah, he played a good amount today.
He did. He did.
Marcus Kent played half the snaps tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you drop 3 contributing receivers.
3
early.
wide receivers. Yeah, Juju, McCole, Tony,
Tony.
all get hurt.
Yeah, you're without Justin Watson already.
Mahomes is hurt. And
Kelsey's back spasms.
Noah Gray inactive.
Noah Gray played.
Or who was it? Blake Bell?
Blake Bell's
Blake
inactive.
Bell,
but
yeah.
had
Because we got
Fortson in there.
Fortson back,
Yeah.
who did not
But
do
man,
much.
wild game. I've not
And the-
had a game that wild.
Hey, I think we ended the curse today. I remember because I called game before the game. Was over.
Oh,
It's called
man.
game before we kick the field goal.
Yeah.
When they
Tim,
push Mahomes,
That's when the tension was at its highest. Sneaky.
Oh
When they
no.
threw the flag at the end of that game, Sneaky just goes, "That's good."
It's like
And then he's like, "Oh no!"
Mm.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I take it back.
I'm sorry.
oh man. Okay. So we
Like,
go-
oh fuck, Buck, you're still gotta make the kick.
we can go through
That's
some of the
been a
game,
problem recently.
It wasn't a gimme. 45, and he didn't have a lot of extra on
It
it.
looked like, man, our offense. The beginning of the game, right? Our defense is playing lights out. We're getting to Burrow, right? Like they showed. We sacked
Yeah,
him 4
4
times in
the
his
first
first 9 dropbacks.
Yeah.
You're just like insane. To the Bengals' credit, they adjusted. They
Yeah,
did
they're very-
much better to help lock that down through the rest of the
Bengals
game.
are one of the best teams at making those mid-game.
They had to do it
adjustments.
last year with their offensive line. They had to do it this year with their offensive line of like patchwork and making adjustments when they look over the.
Yeah.
But it's also the second year where ultimately it is still kind of what took them down. Like Chris Jones making that sack.
Oh yeah, I mean,
huge.
Yeah.
Last year in the Super Bowl, obviously the Aaron Donald play.
them being able to have what Jonah
So-
Williams and Alex Kappa on the offensive line that really hurt him
That
today
they had injuries
Yeah,
there.
I mean,
we had
Burrow
injuries
was under
there.
pressure all day.
all day, and you could tell it threw off his clock because he threw 2 picks in that game.
That first pick
Pick
was
was-
definitely due to all the pressure from
Yeah,
before.
That was the one time I've seen. I mean, I'll give it to Joe. I know Tim hates Joe Burrow,
I do too.
and a lot of us do, right?
I don't want
But
to be
he's
left
a
out.
very,
on that.
but he's a very, very good quarterback.
Yeah.
And
I
What
will
was the
say
thing?
I need to take back the fact that I said Joe Burrow is not good because
Yeah, because
He is the
he's going to be the rival.
those
Yeah.
are the
it seems like it. It seems like, and now that we finally won a game, we can call it a rivalry.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can't
Yeah.
call it a
Yeah,
rivalry if
right.
you don't win fucking it. But the one of the few times I've seen him rattled in the pocket was that first interception.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
his legs were not set. He was damn dude. We did rat him a little, but
Yeah.
to his credit, he also settled down and started playing a hell of a game after that.
Yeah, he had some really nice throws. That touchdown to T. Higgins.
that
That was a beautiful thing.
That
when you
throw-
shit, even that one that hit Jamar Chase in the face, like
Yeah.
it was
And
a
he had that-
perfectly thrown ball.
Huge completion to Jamar Chase.
That fourth down
Fourth
conversion.
down,
That
yeah.
fourth down. Both teams had a huge fourth down conversion. Ours hit that touchdown. That
Yeah.
touchdown to Travis Kelsey
Huge.
to convert. Yeah, it was 4th and 1, and he just.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Sam was okay, that was the fourth down conversion was a pretty dark moment for Sam.
Oh yeah,
That was bad.
yeah.
Well, wait, we gotta get 3rd and 1, and then we're going for it, and I'm just like, fuck, man. I'm like, we've done all that. We'd looked so like our defense at that point had looked so good, right? Well, it was like 6-3. We had been just
Yeah.
knocking them down, but our offense had been moving the ball, but it couldn't fucking score a touchdown. Those first two drives ended in field goals, and you're like, dude, if one of
Yeah, I mean, this is another game that really shouldn't have been in doubt for us.
kind of yes and no. The Bengals are too good though to say it shouldn't be in doubt. Like
It's
the
going to be like
Bengals
the
are a
Chargers.
very
It's
good
going to be
game.
3-point games every goddamn time.
What the Bengals need to do, what we need to see from the Bengals to see if this truly will be kind of because everybody's waiting for the next Brady Manning rivalry in the NFL. And it was supposed to be, if you remember, it was supposed to be Mahomes and Lamar Jackson way back a few years ago. Then after Lamar got that MVP, that was going to be the rivalry. No, the next year, it's Mahomes, Josh Allen. Now it's Mahomes, Burrow. Yeah. There's a common denominator here,
and it's always that there's Mahomes,
and that's Mahomes. What we need to find out is can Burrow? I think he can. He's very good. Can you say that? But we need to see you without the best wide receiving core in the NFL as well,
which is coming.
The
Bengals.
Your window is another year or two probably until you lose this wide receiving core.
Yeah, I mean, I think next year will be the final year of T. Higgins' rookie contract.
Hell, if they can just sign Lamar Chase or Lamar,
you gotta think they'll probably
Lamar Chase. If they get
Higgins.
I would assume they would. Yeah, I don't see it. Another player that would be more important.
That tag would be fucking massive.
Yeah.
Well, do it
because you do it before Jamar Chase's contract.
The Bengals drafted these guys too, right? Yeah. So if you keep drafting as well as you have at the wide receiver position,
they got those guys because they had picks at the top of the draft.
Well, T. Higgins was a second rounder.
Fair enough,
but he was an early second rounder for him because they got him the same.
Late first, early second.
Same shit. Yeah.
But
it really does.
Anyways, the Bengals, they played a hell of a year. I think they really did show that when everybody thought it was.
They're a super resilient team because I remember us talking about them in week 3 or 4 like they were already dead.
Right. Because they started the season 4-4, I think, and came roaring back. And everybody gave the Bills more credit last year for almost beating us than we gave the Bengals for actually beating us.
You guys seem to be forgetting that we have Carl Sheffers in the fucking Super Bowl.
So. Yeah, no, we did not forget.
The worst officiating crew in the NFL, headed by the worst official.
I don't know. Like I said, I think whoever goes into that game, the Vegas underdog, is going to win it.
And it's not going to be Mahomes.
Or they're at least going to get helped. Like that team's going to get helped by Carl Sheffers.
They're gonna make the Eagles the underdogs just because we have Patrick Mahomes.
I think the Eagles might be favored.
I think just because of the injuries. Yeah, the depleted wide receiver crew against one of the best secondaries in the NFL.
I mean, the line will move.
Yeah,
but the Eagles will probably open up as favorites.
We can't have Sheffers is in another one of our Super Bowls. He called Super Bowl 54 or 55 very poorly, and now he's gonna be in another goddamn Super Bowl where he's gonna.
Crystals.
We had some
snakes, whatever.
Some decent calls go our way this game.
That really strange one.
The stoppage of play. There's going to be conspiracy theories on that.
Oh yeah.
All week long. I mean, but
that was really.
I'm glad they showed us the shot of the ref coming out on the field because even I was like, "This is not a good."
Yeah, the ref was running out onto the field. That was a very loud crowd tonight.
He was the back judge trying to blow the thing dead, so it was.
And he had to get off that field because
pretty far back. I don't know what line. He was way the fuck down the field trying to blow it dead before it did snap. So okay.
Yeah, and listen, if anybody's happening to watch this that is not from Kansas City or hasn't been to a Chiefs game, you cannot convey on TV how fucking loud that was tonight.
Yeah,
no,
you really can't.
It's insane.
I know it gets talked about a lot, and it's kind of annoying. It's like, okay, yeah, whatever. I mean, you clearly saw the problems they had in the first quarter. I mean, it's deafening, absolutely deafening, and there's no doubt.
Yeah, it's hard to hear yourself think sometimes.
It is fucking loud. Is earmuffs?
Yeah,
but we'll see. People will want to bitch and yell,
Yeah,
whatever. We'll bitch and yell out also when we have Carl Sheffers.
Yeah.
So, it's a part of the game, right? Like you get mad when it happens to you and it's all a conspiracy theory, but then when it goes your way, it's
I'm gonna be pissed for half the game by the calls he makes, and I'm gonna be happy the other half of the game.
What's funny is there's all this conspiracy, the refs were out there for Mahomes, but what does that help the NFL having a hobbled Chiefs team go out there?
I mean, Joe Burrow's a pretty big guy.
Yeah, I mean,
He beat the Chiefs last year to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, why? Yeah, they're like, oh, don't let him go. It's dumb.
Well, and again, clearly a lot of people love Joe Burrow. Like, I don't think it's.
They don't. You don't think the NFL?
I don't think they win more one
You
way or
don't
the
think-
other. Like trying to influence this game.
The NFL's like, oh, a new white pocket passing quarterback. Like that's what they love that shit. The NFL loves a good old white pocket passing quarterback. Like, and now they're gonna have two dynamic black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Look at that. When was the last time we saw that happen?
Yeah, I don't know. Have we ever seen it?
I don't know if that has.
Has there ever been two black quarterbacks go against each other in the Super Bowl? I'm trying to think because there's been so many Tom fucking Brady Super Bowls recently.
I know, man.
We played Garoppolo and the
I mean-
Lions and
Black quarterbacks have never squared off in a Super Bowl. Why is nobody talking about that? Because all I keep hearing is that the Kelsey brothers are the first brothers to play each other in a Super Bowl.
well, that's pretty cool too. Hey,
Yeah,
Kelsey Bowl,
I mean that's cool too.
Kelsey Bowl,
Yeah,
but
because
also
Sterling Sharp
hey,
got hurt the year before.
right here,
Came
for those that don't
played.
know, we record this shit like Sunday night. It's not going to come out for a little bit, but talk about right here, first black,
Yeah.
first time each team had a black starting quarterback.
Yeah, I hope that gets talked about a lot because that's.
I'm sure somebody
that's
will.
massive.
It is
Cool.
kind of like when the
Hopefully,
Bucks
because it's
won. They had both black coordinators.
and it's not just
Yeah.
like the league's had its issues with race in general. Like that position has had an issue with race in
Yeah,
general,
right.
Or throughout its history.
Yeah, and the way it's been
Um,
evaluated.
Right. So to now see these two quarterbacks, one,
Well, we had the black head coaches with Dundee and
Yeah, and
Lovey.
Lovey.
Love you. To see like one quarterback that is very dynamic on the ground, right?
One with
and
the
can
arm.
explode it, and the other dude who's, his arm is great and he can extend
dynamic every which
plays.
way.
Yeah,
It is very cool to see,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, the good thing is both quarterbacks got to have 2 weeks to get even healthier. Because Jalen's been honest about his shoulder is not at 100%.
Yeah,
Hendrick
and
is going to need those 2 weeks for.
it didn't really seem like they were relying heavily on Jalen to make a ton of throws, just like a deep shot here, deep shot there.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
AJ Brown's
he
wide
missed
open. Why
some.
not?
But he also hit it.
Yeah, I mean, he
But
Yeah, no,
then
he made the throws you need to make.
and
But he
the
ended up-
run game supports him really well.
Yeah,
Patrick had how many yards? I'm trying to look at
Over 300.
over 300 yards, 2 tutties. That one tutty.
that awful fumble.
Oh,
Yeah,
that awful.
that could
Another dark moment.
That
That
was,
was a very dark moment.
Almost had a Kelsey fumble trying to lateral.
That
Ooh.
was silly.
I forgot about that.
That
bro.
was
Oh my
so
fuck.
silly.
What
dumb.
the fuck was that?
And it was designed.
And then he
Like-
almost did it again on the same drive.
Okay. The incredible thing,
Like 3 plays later.
So you stop it,
the
Kelsey.
incredible thing about that play is that it was designed. So for it to be designed, that ball has to go to Travis Kelsey. So you literally
Yeah.
dialed up a play that had to go to Travis Kelsey, and you got him open. And in a game where they're doubling him almost every.
Oh yeah,
play.
they're
Yeah,
For a lot of it, they
for the
didn't.
whole
but-
week, like they were
So you've
asking
got
each other
this
who's got
play that
Kelsey.
got Travis Kelsey open, wide enough open to lateral it to another to try to lateral, and it almost worked, but
Yeah.
don't try that, man.
Yeah,
Don't try that
would've
shit in
been
the Super
another
Bowl. Do
15.
not try that shit in the
they're
Super
gonna
Bowl.
try something flashy in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
You know they are.
Andy Reid, yeah,
Yeah,
they
they-
like to cook
nuttiness.
up something.
What they
nutty.
did was it the Princeton play and
No, the Rose Bowl
Rose Bowl play? Yeah.
Yeah, that one was a great one.
I think I think you're gonna see nuttiness from both teams.
Oh yeah, I
honestly.
mean, I wonder if there's gonna be an over under on the amount of times that Sirianni cusses out the refs in this game.
the
'Cause-
whole
Dude,
game, right?
Dude, Zach
Sirianni
Taylor
is
That's the
was,
only way he interacts.
Zach
with
Taylor
them.
was having
And-
a field day,
Dude,
with them refs.
and there's a lot of understandable issues from Zach.
I thought
Taylor.
Zach Wilson was about to strangle a dude. Like,
Zach Taylor,
Zach
yeah.
Taylor.
There's Zach
Yeah.
Taylor, yeah.
Dude, he had some understandable gripes. Like
well,
they,
yeah, man, that stoppage play again.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, I mean-
I'll give it to you, Bengals. That one was a harsh one for you, but I mean, the guy was. I don't think this is conspiracy, but that's a harsh one. That's a tough one to take.
yeah, I mean they're tough to swallow.
Yeah, man. Other than that, I didn't think there was any like egregious penalties thrown where there wasn't.
no, I mean,
a holding call. That was a holding call.
Like I thought that I thought the roughing
the one pass interference we got was a little soft.
Yeah, it was
We
soft.
did get the one.
Yeah.
He was
Hey,
getting.
we've been fucked out of Super Bowls by penalties too.
And I
yeah.
think that the late hit out of bounds was justified.
Yeah, the late hit. There was 2 late hits that were both justified. Like
Yeah.
the guys were clearly or Mahomes was clearly out of bounds, and the dude hit him. When you're like, dude, come on, you see he's out of bounds.
Yeah.
Like not only that, you saw a few steps before that he was going out. He's clearly going out of bounds.
I know he's frustrated that he gave up the first down, but like
but
it was still going to be a 60-yard field
60
goal.
Fuck, man, we had 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
He wouldn't have made that from 60.
And he knows that too. Like that, you saw him on the bench after the game,
yeah. I wonder what that locker room
fucking
was like.
crying his eyes. But the Bengals, man, you've had 2 great seasons. This one was heartbreaking. Last one was kind of heartbreaking too, right? You lost the Super Bowl, and now
So like we wanted to mention the Bieniemy stuff.
Well, before we there's a couple guys that we still need to talk
We need to
about. Shout out, like MVS had his best
MVS.
game of the year
No.
with us tonight. 6 catches on 8 targets.
Finally.
116 yards and a touchdown.
That
Huge.
that reach
Huge,
on
huge.
third down
Yeah.
to get that,
That
to get that,
oh my
to
God,
get that
when
first
he-
down, that was awareness on 10.
And he got it, man. We were able to successfully get the second
Glad
try.
that didn't get swatted out of his hand.
That tutty,
Hey, man. The tutty was huge. That
That
was
was
a
a
great
fucking rocket ball.
man, dude,
Ooh.
that throw was fire.
Yeah,
That
was,
was-
dude. It had fire on it, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. MVS was huge today. He came up with big play.
And we needed him to.
When
We had nobody else.
with our other wide receivers going down like that. Yeah, we needed him to, and he did. Man, 116 yards, most yardage he's had. Only his like second 100-yard game of the season. And with a touchdown. So
Yeah.
Sky Moore maybe with the play that'll kickstart his career.
Hopefully that
that was huge. That was huge. A guy who
Yeah.
had been known for his fumbling punts
On-
all year.
Yeah, his shortcomings on punt returns.
To get that punt return
In that moment.
and take it like 27 yards or so back to help us set up that field goal.
Yeah,
Man, that kid should be feeling so good right now. He
Yeah,
should be
he-
feeling on top of the fucking world. You made a big play with a play that had been one of your weaknesses. You made a huge play to help get your team to the Super Bowl.
yeah, and you may
can
be
say
starting
that.
the Super Bowl in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you might be starting.
yeah.
You'll be playing some snaps. That's
Yes.
for sure. That's for sure.
To quote what Dick Vermeil once said to Larry Johnson, it's time to take the diapers off.
Time to take that. Travis Kelce, also big, 7 catches, 78 yards, and that big old tutty, right? On 4th and 1.
Yeah.
Touchdown, 4th and 1. Woo. To actually give our offense something a little bit more life after we had settled for some field goals. Hey, Marcus Kemp getting that
Kemp,
one catch.
Dude, we needed it.
And, hey,
Everybody,
There you go, man.
everybody's making a play.
they
Pacheco
did.
with that angry run.
Pacheco made
He
that.
just runs that dude over.
Pacheco with that, yeah,
That
with
angry run.
Yeah.
But also
he had some yards through the air.
Jalen Watson with Joshua Williams and then Cook. Cook didn't get an interception, but he had the tip to Williams
To Williams.
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
the pick.
That was huge. Man.
And Trent McDuffie also had a big game out there. No picks, but he was
He did have
he,
that
was-
knock-
he affected quite a
almost
few
had
plays.
He's gonna McDuffie's gonna get one, and
And then Chris
it may
Jones.
come in the Super Bowl.
Chris Jones finally got not just his first postseason sack, but his second.
And the second kind
And
of
the
come at a bigger
second-
time.
Yeah, come out at when and it, man, all year Chris Jones. Every time we needed that dude to step up at the end of the game to help us win one, he has.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Both of his
it's-
sacks were
it's
drive
insane.
killers too. I believe they were both
Yeah.
third down sacks.
I want to say they were. Frank Clark with a sack and a half.
Frank Clark, yeah,
Karlaftis.
Karlaftis,
Mike Dana.
but yeah, the whole D line,
Yeah.
man.
Doing work.
Dunlap didn't register anything, but he got some pressures. And that-
Yeah, he was huge pressure wise.
yeah.
Yeah, Burrow's a little too accurate.
It's like we almost kind of swapped out sacks for batted balls
Yeah.
because we always bat balls down from the line.
But then
Mhm.
today it was the
Today we
sacks.
We didn't have
That's-
any. Yeah, we didn't have
that
any. It
was
was
the
like,
difference between last year too. Like last year in that AFC Championship game, Burrow just kept slipping away. Right, we just
Yeah.
could not get there.
which he did well today, and a couple times where he would break off a good run.
But we were able to get. We actually able to get
We were able to get to him
him a
fast.
few more times.
Mhm.
And that was probably the difference right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
One
Chris,
of the
Chris Jones was
differences.
blowing by dudes on the line.
But yeah, man.
I mean, they were double teaming him and still having to get holding calls called on him.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
it
yeah,
was huge.
man. I love CJ.
Yeah,
yeah, Stone Cold Jones, baby.
man,
Right?
we needed
It
him.
was going to be that.
When do you ever
fumble-
when do you ever see a play run all the way through and then the play is called back
Yeah,
and they say
Yeah.
it didn't happen?
It's like our punt team was out there.
Yeah, and then I
Yeah.
think there was another penalty to give us a first down on that drive.
Yeah, that play.
It
They
was
got
the-
called
yeah, it was the
for,
play, yeah.
defensive holding. I think
Mhm.
Okay.
to make
Yeah,
it
because everyone's posting, oh, defensive holding on 5th down.
well, technically, it would have been 4th down.
Yeah,
Okay.
technically, yeah.
I know, right?
And it didn't even matter.
Yeah.
We didn't do
Yeah,
anything
didn't
that
do
drive.
anything with it.
We didn't do. Yeah, we didn't
Yeah,
do
that's
anything on that
nothing
drive.
that's why I was
We
starting.
got no points out of it.
That didn't matter. Yeah, we got no
Nothing.
points out. Nothing happened. The Bengals still had their opportunity to go do something. They didn't. Sorry, y'all got beat.
Yeah.
You can bitch about that if you want, but
Yeah.
you still got us off the field. Yeah, like that didn't end up really affecting the game at all.
No.
Though the conspiracy theories will be wild.
This to most still fucking Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Shit is
Terrifying. Absolutely
terrifying.
terrifying.
Yeah, the story was going to be the fumble and then that 4th down conversion by the Bengals to Chase.
Christ.
That was insane right there. That the pass, the catch, that play was crazy.
Yeah, it felt like every time they had a 3rd or 4th and
Uh,
long, like it was just automatic. They were going to get it.
yeah. Well, man, when we couldn't stop them on, they converted like a 3rd and 16. I was pissed.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
so pissed, man.
I mean, the big thing with our
Um,
defense, we held them to 71 rush yards today.
Yeah, we didn't let them do anything on the ground.
Uh,
We didn't do anything on the ground ourselves.
No, we didn't lay
It
them.
was, which makes that man
Yeah.
Mahomes hobble.
I think at one
hobble
point Joe Burrow was
Mahomes.
a leading rusher in this game.
He finished as the leading rusher in this game
Yeah,
by
so
4 yards.
That'll tell you what you need to know about the running.
Yeah,
attack in
man,
these.
30,
And
30 yards. Yeah, I did. Pacheco only got 26.
that's something the Chiefs are going to have to continue forward with. They're going to have to
Figure
win
out
the
how to
run
run that
game.
ball a little bit more.
win the run. You're going to have to slow the Eagles' run game down. So,
Significant.
Honestly, the Chiefs have done really good against the good rushing teams all year.
Yeah, because we can pass the ball. We don't. We can get away with not having that great of a rush game. We just
Yeah,
can't.
it's going to
Yeah.
be a question of can we get ahead.
yeah, it's going to be a good game.
That's how you
Yeah.
can take away the Eagles.
Make Jalen
running
beat
game.
you.
Make Jalen beat you with his arm. You got to do it, and maybe Jalen can, but you can't. You know he can with his legs. You know the Eagles can beat you on the ground, make him beat you through the air.
AJ Brown's pretty terrifying too.
AJ Brown and Devontae Smith are
he's
both
scary too.
pretty terrifying. So, and Dallas Goddard also.
Wes Watkins is a guy to keep an eye on in that
Mm.
game for the Eagles
Mm.
because he's had a quiet postseason, but
Hey, also shout out to a guy that we're on the roller coaster with, Steve Spagnuolo, because
Yeah.
he called a perfect one today.
he did.
He called a very good one. I mean,
He
there are
called a
times
good one.
again when we were hating him during the game of like, dude, your
Oh.
defense needs to fucking step up, and then they did. Then a lot of times that defense did come and step up, and you're like, okay, all right, I take it back. Take it back, Steve.
But we
You
have
did
coached.
great
He's coached a bunch
of rookies.
of
There's so many rookies
rookies, second
To
year,
turn-
3rd year guys.
to take
Yeah,
these rookies and get them to the point where they're helping us get to a Super Bowl.
and they all contributed to
Jalen Watson, another pick, right?
Yeah,
Like,
today felt
two-
like
two
felt like
playoff
they
games.
graduated.
Yeah, man. Hey, Tony Romo was saying it during the thing, like by this time of the year, you're not really rookies anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, we're probably okay. Is there
Yeah.
anything else we do?
Tim was talking about. You get it, buddy.
Oh yeah, the Eric Bieniemy. Well, first we could talk about the new hire.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. There's
Yeah,
coordinators
yeah.
that have been hired.
Well, who was the first one? Frank Reich.
Frank
Frank Reich,
Reich,
Carolina.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Frank Reich threw the first touchdown pass in Carolina Panthers history.
Very cool. Now he's your coach.
Now he's the head coach. It
Hopefully-
worked for Doug Peterson in Philadelphia. He wasn't the first quarterback, obviously, to throw a touchdown, but he played for him.
You got to get with Frank that you still got to get your quarterback thing figured out.
Hopefully, they can.
You gotta-
A quarterback will be there at 7.
I think Frank is a
I think-
good coach.
I think
but
he's being set up here.
We don't
Yeah.
really know because every year he had a different quarterback, but he seemed to weather the storm fairly well.
But now he's going to another team that every year has been.
Yeah. I
having
mean,
a
it doesn't seem
quarterback.
like a much better
Seems
situation.
like the same situation, which sucks for Frank. It is
Yeah.
tough replacing your quarterback every fucking year, not having that continuity.
But I mean, it could be. Look what we've seen. Matt Rule was a terrible head coach. Maybe just having a competent NFL mind
Yeah.
in
Maybe
there
it
will
could.
make dividends
And-
similar to what we saw in Jacksonville.
I don't know.
I just still feel like Frank Reich's ceiling is like Jeff Fisher.
I can't disagree. I mean,
And we've talked about it. Frank Wright with the Colts, it is stuck. It does suck every year. New quarterback. It's probably kind of his fault. Carson Wentz was there. at
Yeah.
least. And you seem to definitely take a step back offensively once Nick Sirianni left.
yeah.
Once Nick Sirianni left that team, it did look
I
bad.
will agree. Yeah.
And now we're getting, if we didn't say the Super Bowl, we're getting like Andy Reid's great grandchild or something that in his coaching tree, because Andy Reid, had Doug Peterson as his offensive coordinator, became the head coach in Philly, right? Who had Frank Wright as his offensive coordinator, who went to the Indianapolis, who had his offensive coordinator as Nick Sirianni, who's now in the Eagles head coach. So
Yeah.
it's like his great
A lot of
grandchild.
storylines here.
Yeah. So
A lot of stories.
Got to get ahead of them, before they hit everywhere else.
Yeah.
We got to create them.
yeah, so Andy Reid is responsible for Nick Sirianni if you go far enough back.
Man, I will say I'm glad that the Kelseys don't actually have to play against each other on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Really, it's
I
been
don't want to see that.
it's gonna be a wild game.
Who else got hired that we haven't talked?
Coordinators, right?
We had Vic
Hackett.
Fangio got hired.
Oh, Vic, yeah,
Yeah, the Dolphins went down there. So.
be their DC.
Got hired by New York.
Yeah, New
Oh,
York, and
yeah,
then,
I get to the Jets.
and then Mike
now-
LaFleur to the Rams as the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Was that Matt LaFleur's brother?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
Mike LaFleur, but yeah, because just to go back to Sean, I think
Yeah.
Sean, I don't think the dude was ready to be in a situation where he was calling plays, anything like that. Maybe he needs to grow up a little more under Sean McVay. So-
Yeah, and I mean, they said that some of the problems that he had was he felt like he couldn't open up his playbook because of Zach Wilson.
Okay, understand, but they
I-
brought you there to help develop a young guy
Yeah,
and
no,
to put a playbook around his skill set.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, the talk was there preseason though from players in the locker room that like Zach Wilson was shorting balls and couldn't make certain throws, and
it could be that. It definitely could be that.
so yeah,
So,
I think they missed real hard on Zach Wilson.
Yeah. I don't think it
honestly,
was any different than Sam
But-
Darnold.
I don't think any amount of
Mike White
coaching is
looked
going to
a
help. that.
little better, right? Mike White did look better, but it's still, I don't know. That's offense.
That's
still
how
don't
that's
look-
just how bad Zach Wilson looked. Is that Mike White looked good?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I feel very Aaron Rodgers to Jets. This
That's-
offseason.
God, he's just really going to follow the fucking Brett Favre career path.
I mean, it's saying it was being reported today that the
Here's the
Packers
crazy
would
thing, though,
prefer
man,
a
like-
life without Rodgers. They would prefer to trade him. What?
It's
That's what I-
they're
Okay.
caught in a time loop up there.
Oh man, because this is like the third or fourth year now where it's Aaron Rodgers drama over the offseason.
Exactly the way Favre did it.
Okay, and I thought this shit was going to be done last year because you signed him to a multi-year deal. You signed him
Yeah.
to basically like this 3-year, $50 million a year contract, right? I think it was actually a 4-year deal, but when you look at it, it's really built for those 3 years.
Yeah, and it just-
Aaron Rodgers said, "I want to retire a Packer," right? Like this is
I
what
mean,
this
that's what you have.
this
to say.
contract was taking you. Yeah, but he didn't before that. He did that. He signed the contract. And
When
then
has
he
that dude
was
ever
like,
told the truth?
That is according to
But
league
he-
sources and Adam Schefter, who reported it.
I know, but man,
Yeah.
like here we are again though. Like it's not, and the Packers though. But the Packers publicly said that they think Aaron Rodgers gives them the best chance to win next year, and that they want Aaron Rodgers. When Aaron Rodgers was asked, has the team told you that they wanted to move on from you in anywhere and or trade you? He said no, although it's a feeling that he has that they might try.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
it's just a feeling. Nobody's said this to him. When the coach and GM are asked, they don't say that they want to do that. So we haven't had any real indication that they do. Although you do kind of have to look at your options if you're
I mean,
Green Bay.
you look
It's
at the
understandable.
Packers, they're
You
16
take those phone calls.
they're 16 million over the cap. They have Randall Cobb, Mercedes Lewis, Robert Tunyon, Adam Lazard, Mason Crosby, all free agents. Aaron Jones is
Even after those
even
salaries are out.
that's
Yeah, they're
they're
free agents.
16 million over the cap, and they have all those free
God
agents.
damn.
coming. Which they can
So-
pretty much, by designating at Aaron Jones as a post June 1st salary dump, they could cut him and save that 16 million.
I know, is this based on what they think the cap is going to be next year?
Yeah, that's how it's being. I'm reading it from Adam Schefter. Currently
They're
projected.
about to increase the cap, and you're still going to be 16.
Yeah. So they're kind of at a crossroads. I mean, you could pay 60 million for Aaron Rodgers, but
Well, and Aaron
is their
Rodgers
team going to look any different,
with
any
all
better?
with all those free agents
Yeah.
you named. If you're Aaron Rodgers too, you look at it and you're like, man, I'm gonna have even fewer wide receivers.
That's
somehow.
those are just players that he's closest with on the team that are free agents.
Well, you got to believe Christian Watson's going to develop.
Yeah, Christian Watson
Okay,
has a
there
nice
you go.
shot.
You do have. There's one wide receiver for you.
But I mean, the one thing that like, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to leave too, but the one thing that makes me think that he's not is the decision not to bring in Jordan Love mid-season and go ahead and chase that playoff spot, which was just a dumb call. Like, they were never going to, like, even if they got to the playoffs, they were never going to win a game
We
or
did
get to the
kinda-
Super Bowl with that team.
We did kind of predict Rodgers screwing over the Packers' chances to see Jordan Love. I thought the
Yeah.
Packers would get at least one game.
Yeah,
with
now
Jordan
they-
Love.
Now they have
They
no
didn't
idea
even
what they
get
have in
that.
that dude,
I mean,
Yeah.
they could pick up the 5th-year option
and they're probably going to have to give him the keys.
and just go with it. Go with them. I mean, that's what they.
They're gonna have to at this point. But
Yeah.
you've also okay, so he's got Christian Watson to throw to, but you're gonna
Yeah.
have to find some other
Gonna-
guys too.
I mean, if you have 60 million,
Now
if you
we're
get
on
rid
the
of 60
Packers.
million off of your cap from Aaron Rodgers, that
That's pretty.
that helps a
Yeah.
lot.
All right. Last
Eric Bieniemy.
Eric Bieniemy.
Has not been hired, but
He has been requested to interview with the Ravens for their OC spot and the Commanders.
I wouldn't.
No, we're not doing that.
Hold up. It's not up to us, right?
That's disrespectful.
No. It's not. And I understand why Eric would do it. Eric's been being held back because anytime our offense is successful, it is good job Andy Reid, good job Patrick Mahomes. Anytime our offense struggles a little bit, it's suddenly Eric Bieniemy's fault,
Yeah.
right? We try to have it both ways. a
it
lot of
would
times. I
probably
hear
help
from the
accelerate
community
his
so much.
opportunities as the head coach.
He needs to get to a
You shouldn't
place.
have to do that.
I agree.
He shouldn't. He should have been gone after our Super Bowl year. After he
Yeah.
he was the offensive coordinator and took a guy to an MVP season his first year in the league, and then to a Super Bowl and won. Eric Bieniemy should have gotten hired. Just like it only took 2 years for like Matt Nagy and Doug Peterson to be our OCs and get
Head
coaching jobs. Like they got so much more faster by doing so much more less. I mean, and then they just poured all of the love onto Mahomes and Reed, or all the credit onto him anyways.
Yeah.
So I get that Eric Bieniemy needs to go to a place where he's going to be the offensive guy. If he's going to be the one calling the plays, it's going to be his offense.
It's hard to get
so that
recognition.
he
under,
can get
like a
recognition.
legend genius.
Yes, so
Yeah.
he can be the one that people finally recognize, and if he can go and have some good seasons in Baltimore and raise that offense, because we saw it struggle this year,
Yeah.
even with Lamar at times, right? Like
And
they were struggling. If he can raise that team up, he'll get those head coaching jobs.
Man, I don't
And
see him
so-
in the AFC though.
I know, but
I don't see him in
yeah, it
AFC.
sucks. Like
Yeah, that's
we would not. I don't think we want to move on from him, but
But if he
although
gets
there was a lot of talk last
those
year,
opportunities could get him better opportunities, I'm okay with him taking them.
I would fully understand why he would want to take an OC job at a place where he is the guy running the offense. Like that is his offense. You can't say, "Oh, that was
Right.
Jim Harbaugh masterminded that offense." And Jim Harbaugh's a great head coach, obviously. Obviously, he's a great head coach, but he's not usually the guy running the offense like that. He did a good
You
job
don't
building
think
the
of him as a
team.
play calling mastermind.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yep.
Go on, the enemy if that's.
Yeah,
I
it just
think
really highlights the sad state of race in the NFL.
kind of,
Well, I mean, D'Amico Ryan.
The radio where I heard this, I was listening to 610 or 810 this morning when I was delivering. I don't remember which show it was, but they were local guys. They were talking about the OC stuff and how like they think the Chiefs, because like a lot of teams like to move on from OCs every few years, not every few years, but they've been trying to get rid of Bieniemy, not because they don't like Bieniemy, but because like they missed out. I don't remember which coach it was, but Andy probably wanted him as their offensive coordinator. We had a chance to get him, but Kafka. But Bieniemy didn't get hired as a head coach, so he stayed.
I don't know about
Missed
that.
out on that. Yeah, it was kind of a weird discussion.
We would probably, if Eric had gotten hired away, we probably would have made Kafka our OC.
Yeah, but
But I don't think it was like,
because Kafka was a player for the Eagles when Andy was there.
Yeah, dude. Plus now, if Bieniemy goes, I think Nagy's probably our OC.
Yeah,
again. Like,
but
yeah,
we'll see.
But no, hey man, whoever we got there, we usually seem to do all right because again, it is a little Andy and Patrick, but that hasn't stopped other guys from getting coaching jobs off. Andy's success as a head coach. It's only stopped Eric Bieniemy.
So we're not doing picks this week because we can have a whole week to think about on this time.
Yeah,
but we need a lot more information on injury status.
This week, the only pick that was missed was you took the Niners over the Eagles. You were the only doubter.
Yep.
Yeah, and again, like if
updated playoff score
yesterday or probably even Friday, I would have said the Eagles.
I get it.
So updated playoff tallies: Sam's at 9, Sneaky's at 8, and me and Peter tied at 10.
But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it.
Well,
for
I
this
definitely
week.
got a chance to fucking catch up.
Yeah,
totally.
We can make the last game worth 5.
Yeah, but I think that does it for this week, right, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, feels good.
We'll see you next week, a week before the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Man,
this is gonna be a really good.
Dude, I am not excited. And I'm so